$300 stunning apartments in a central location with a pool and a gym, and you only need 1 to 3 days on the ground to get one. Very wrong. Very, very wrong. The real truth is rather different here. It's very competitive even in the off season at the moment, let alone what it will be like in the peak season. Here is my story for looking for an apartment in Da Nang a few weeks ago with some lessons along the way, and hopefully it will help you to get an honest opinion on what it's like to actually find an apartment here. Quick backgrounds: I left Tbilisi, Georgia after 3 years, and I arrived in Da Nang for a change of scenery, new chapter in life, and I'd heard about the stunning beachfront apartments for dirt cheap, which you can get in a few days of just landing. So I booked a flight and went to Da Nang, Vietnam. I arrived at a really nice hotel called Tamarind and spent 3 days thinking it would only take that long to get an apartment, as stated by other YouTubers. Boy, was that wrong. I ended up staying in another hotel, which was called Flower/Pansy Beach Hotel, for a further 7 days, and it was a nightmare. So moldy bathrooms, ripped linen, no soap, extremely loud, non-functioning pool ladder, rude staff, the list goes on. So this was great encouragement to find an apartment and not stay at Flower. So the first days were really tough. It was pouring rain, windy, completely soaked, and went door to door in the Mayan neighborhood, asking if they had any available apartments. After a whole day of going to maybe 50 to 100 apartments, there were only 2 available apartments. One of which was a moldy ground floor apartment in a very popular hotel that YouTubers have spoken about. The other one was one that we were going to see later in the day. So we'd booked a time with them, and then she just immediately rented out to someone else. This is a common thing. Most places were becoming available in January, which was weeks away. So I decided to go on Facebook as well, and message in Da Nang apartment groups just to see what was out there. Most of the time, people would just send us random apartments that didn't meet our criteria. The apartments that sat on the marketplace for a few days were typically besides construction sites or on top of bars, so just make sure to check that during the day and the night, especially in the An Thuong neighborhood. I had a rather specific requirement. I wanted my own separate router in the apartment, because when obviously you share internet, it's very unreliable. Many agents I worked with, when I stated and sent them a picture of the router, would just say yes, it has its own router, just to discover the apartment didn't at all, which wasted both of our times. It's very difficult at the moment to get a 1-month contract in apartments, especially with no deposit, but most agents are looking for 3 months upfront with a deposit. And this was certainly out of the question for me, just because I don't know where my money's going, if I'll get it back or if they'll honor it. The reason they're doing this is because they're getting a large commission upfront, and if they only do a monthly contract, then they won't get the big commission. A lot of the agents will drop the price by about 1 to 2 million if you asked. But in general, the ones that were getting snapped up really fast, that were a great deal in a prime location, had no room for negotiation because they knew they'd sell instantly and they were taken off the market. I saw this stunning house in Hai Chow, but houses do a bare minimum of 6-month contracts, but mainly yearly contracts, which is a little too long for the moment. But it was a 3-story, 5-bedroom, brand new 3-bathroom apartment, or house I should say, and it was only $400 a month in a quiet alley off a busy road. I saw so many of these different apartments and houses, but they're always besides construction or pubs, like majority of them. I think the agents were just trying to get rid of these horrible ones which no one wanted because they probably got a bigger commission, but I'm not sure. Things move really fast here. So something will be listed and it will be gone in an hour's time. Some people will even just put money down without seeing the place. I don't know how people are going to find a place here in peak season. It's going to be carnage because it's already so difficult at the moment in the off season because things are just gone. Anyway, the last day of apartment hunting, I went to see this beautiful, perfect looking bargain in the area we wanted, and we looked around the area because we were 30 minutes ahead of time and it was perfect. But then got a text saying it's rented. Very common. So frustrating. Despite coming so close again, it just wasn't meant to be. So I decided to go to the Cat Cafe and then just look at some apartments there. And then surprisingly, I came across this apartment that I'm in now, and it's perfect. It was a 1-month deposit, as mentioned before, and monthly contract. It's right in the heart of An Thuong. and it's in a quiet alley, and it's beautiful. It's full of luxury goods. It's got a dishwasher, got a microwave. It's got pretty much everything. It's got a coffee machine. Just absurdly luxurious place. I couldn't be happier with this. In conclusion, make sure you're prepared to stay longer than a few days in a hotel to find your home here in Da Nang. Be prepared to have at least 4 months rent up front if you want to give yourself better odds of securing a nice apartment. And make sure you state very clearly that you only do monthly contracts, which will knock out 80% of the apartments you can view. So just be prepared for that. Also, make sure when you do find an apartment you like, drop whatever you're doing and try to see the apartment straight away, because an hour later, it'll be gone. If you've had any experiences with renting in Da Nang, please leave your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.